Hello, guys. It's Shane Davis, 20-year comic book veteran. I'm here with none other than the beautiful, lovely, charismatic, sometimes will make me a sandwich, Yanzi Lynn. And today is a day we're here to talk about decimated DC. It is something we talk about from time to time on this channel. And today we're talking about AT&T offloading DC Comics, Warner Brothers, all of it together. So this is decimated DC ground zero. Here we go. So this just in, and this kind of snuck out, and it probably shouldn't have snuck out. Now, people are going to say in this article when we go down through it that this news, why hasn't anybody heard of this yet? And we've been talking about it on this channel. We've talked about people walking into the DC offices, looking around, that there was a rumor that they were hoping to sell DC Comics. And we've talked about on this channel, who in the world would buy DC Comics on its own? Because Warner Brothers would own the license. It doesn't make sense. So actually, this isn't a well-kept secret. It's actually been in the comic book industry, just nobody really thought outside of the comic books. They thought it was just, they were talking about actually just selling DC Comics. They're actually selling everything. Doesn't know what to do. They're in debt. They've been in debt. They were in debt before they bought Warner Brothers. Now, when this gets a little confusing for some people at home, if you're here just for DC Comics, hang tight. So when AT&T bought Warner Brothers, they actually bought everything Warner Brothers owns, which happens to be DC Comics. So this is where DC Comics is just along for the ride. Why? Because it's a bunch of intellectual properties. By owning that publisher, you own the copyright, trademark of everything in the DC Comics library, which is hot real estate when you're talking about streaming, when you're talking about video games, when you're talking about everything besides comic books, toys, all of this stuff. Let's get into it. What's the news on the street?
Currently, all the heavyweights in Warner Media and Discovery Plus, which is who they're discussing with to merge, are having a Sunday meeting. A bit weird because these people, all the upper management people, they never meet on the weekends. So there's a negotiation for potential merger of Warner Media and Discovery, and people are like, wait, what? Why is that surprising? It's because it's, nobody has actually heard any whisperings that that AT&T is going to offload the whole Warner Media. Everyone talks about maybe AT&T will offload maybe DC Comics, maybe they'll offload something that's slightly unprofitable, but it seems like they wanted Warner Media so they could build the HBO Max brand and really get their foot in the door with the streaming service thing. But now that they're selling off Warner Media, which means they're selling off all their rights and all these movies and so on and so forth, and obviously HBO Max is being sold as well, it seems like AT&T is exiting this whole entertainment game.
It could be one of two things happen, in my personal opinion here. Either AT&T, when I was at DC Comics, everybody was like, yay, this merger, we hope it happens because we're all going to get raises. And everybody thought we'll just be left alone at DC Comics. We'll be able to make comic books and so on. And they don't know. They knew right away. AT&T knew nothing about handling stories, about intellectual properties, about character development. So DC Comics assumed, and all the staffers who are no longer there, that they would just be, this was job security. And actually it was it was absolutely not. It was the opposite. They ended up with the DC Comics bloodbath, page rates getting cut, the line getting cut from like 50 some titles to like 30 some titles, public statements that, 1/3 of the line doesn't make money. And that's always been the case. 1/3 of DC Comics, probably 1/3 of Marvel Comics, they don't make money. It's the overall line that's profitable and actually develops things like toys, video games, movies, so on and so forth. So it was always interesting that AT&T decided to cut staff, cut rates, all of this. And I couldn't help but think to myself, that sounds like you're getting ready to flip it. That's what it is. Now, there's two things that could happen. Either they, one, don't know how to handle everything, which is actually obvious, and two, that they want to cut the cost of production of everything, do streaming, and then flip it for more money than they bought it. And I actually think this is a combination of both, but they probably won't end up making more money. They're lucky if they get the money back they spend on the company, because mainly COVID hit them in the middle of this transaction. Now, this transaction had been held up by the Trump administration because they were checking it out to make sure it wasn't a monopoly. And then it went through, and basically COVID happened. A lot of box office hits like Wonder Woman 1984. I don't know. A lot of Warner Brothers movies just didn't get into theaters like they were supposed to be. The box office was slashed. The streaming service had to move probably forward a little bit quicker than it should have. There was a whole big thing where the DC entertainment streaming thing, I don't know the proper name of it, they were taking it down. They've been trying to the Adult Swim stuff because they own Cartoon Network too. So they're trying to shift everything into this one streaming service very haphazardly, and it's not really a good platform to begin with. And they're trying to also compete like it's a space race or something with Disney Plus, Apple TV. Netflix has been there forever, so they're really not rushing against Netflix, but they are rushing against all their other competitors. And just like with the DC entertainment movies versus the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I mean, you see what happened when they tried to jump in the race too quick and run fast and try to catch up. It just didn't work. So we're seeing a lot of the same stuff here. Where this is going, why is this information slipping out? Is supposedly the deal is getting ready to happen today, Monday. So we'll look for a future announcement on this, guys. I don't know. It's probably under keep too, to try to keep stock prices from probably being altered with.
Really, I would say that this would definitely be a boost for Discovery and maybe some Warner Media stuff, but AT&T stock would definitely tank. Now, as if I remember correctly, AT&T bought the Warner Media family for like 150 billion. They said that the valuation under discussion right now between Discovery and Warner Media is about 100 billion. Well, they said well over 100 billion. But would they say well over 100 billion? They didn't say 200 billion. So it sounds more like it's going to be maybe AT&T will break even, maybe, but don't forget there's inflation too, so technically you don't. And of course, this is considered a big surprise because after AT&T absorbed Warner Media, they experienced not one, not two, but 3 rounds of restructurings and layoffs since 2018. So it's like, okay, you laid all of us off, and Sunny is, wait, you're selling us off? Like, wait, what are we, like someone you can just buy, use, and get rid of? Now,
this happens a lot in Wall Street. What's happening here? But this is interesting because this is actually happening with things we like in entertainment, intellectual properties being gobbled up by one company to the other. And will Discovery have any idea how to handle transmedia properties like Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, the Justice League of America? Probably not. Probably not. So now, granted, there is a streaming service now that has been developed that's in play that wasn't there before, and Warner Brothers, AT&T, whatever you want to call it, has been trying to get this streaming service geared for overseas, right? This is something that they've been really going on a global initiative, and shame box office streaming is the future. So we'll see where AT&T comes out on this. I think they're better off getting rid of it. I don't think a phone company who their biggest contribution to any business model was charging probably like long distance fees or data, whatever, buying more data. I mean, what do they know about storytelling? What do they know about entertainment? And why did they even get in this business to begin with? Because they already owned the channels for streaming and stuff. They just needed content to run through the pipes. They had laid the pipes. They just needed content to shove through the pipes to you. And they thought it was the only natural way to make more money. And that's exactly the thing here, is this was not they were not genuinely interested in the properties they were buying in entertainment. They just wanted to make more money, and COVID happened. Now that will change the market. They are lucky if they break even, in my humble opinion, because they had a hand in slaughtering the movie theaters across America. So they kind of burned up their own market and in trying to sell this company.
But let me quickly say though, I think that someone would definitely benefit from this merger, and that's the consumer, because this is going to bring together a lot of different channels and stuff. So let me just list them. So if this merger goes through, the collection of networks and the story Warner Brothers Studio with Discovery's collection of domestic and international cable channels is anchored by Discovery, TLC, Animal Planet, and OWN, as well as lifestyle juggernauts Food Network and HGTV. So if they combine, you're talking about combining HBO Max with all those titles. A lot of those titles are what you would call, for family-friendly titles. HBO Max still has that weird, it's HBO, maybe it's adult content branding. So this might help them move into more living rooms, I would say. It might be a good move overall to happen.
For consumers, maybe, but I'm in the comic business, and I don't know if another company owning DC Comics is a good thing, to be honest. I think I don't think there's been many benefits come of a big corporation owning DC Comics, not in my lifetime anyways. But if you guys will, big changes here. Shane Davis, Starlight Cat's Merlion Rising. We're getting ready to move up to $111,000 up on Indiegogo. So please go check that out. And that's it, guys. We will catch you again with another video. Please look down below, hit subscribe, hit the like button, leave me a comment. Please share the video. It helps our channel out. Our sub count is moving on up. Thank you to you guys, and we will catch you again later.